Hi there, I'm Aaron, your GM, and this is Salvage, a tabletop actual play podcast using Fantasy Flight Games' Genesis system. This game started out as a one-shot based off of Satomu Nihei's seminal science fiction classic Blame, and ended up way different from that, and becoming way more than just the simple one-shot we thought it'd be. Salvage starts out in this ever-shifting post-apocalyptic cyberpunk labyrinth and follows a cast of characters from the small pockets of settlements and civilizations that have hung on despite everything. As our three protagonists head out into the ever-shifting tunnels outside of their home, they end up lost and finding adventure with each other. We hope you like it. Also, mad apologies for the bird sounds these first couple episodes. We did everything we could. They were literally impossible to remove, but don't worry, the audio quality tends to steadily pick up as we go on and figure out what we're doing here. Anyway, I hope you enjoy your listen, and welcome to Salvage. So, let's play some tabletop games. Everybody want to introduce themselves because we're meeting some of us are meeting for the first time.
Or all of us.
Are we introducing ourselves or are we introducing our characters?
Yeah. We can Dan, Steve, meet Tori. Tori, meet Dan and Steve.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, what is your character?
Okay. Tori, do you want to start us off with your character?
Sure. So, hi everyone, I'm Tori.
Hi, Tori.
And I am going to be playing Ollie. Real name's Olivia, but Ollie's a favorite nickname of hers. She is a back alley mechanic from a small sort of community called West Salvage. And it's sort of like this
hashtag rip East Salvage.
Yeah. It's sort of this town like that you would find like on the road between like different settlements and whatnot. Really small town kind of vibe, but still very much a city kind of atmosphere. Basically, it's a lot of people that have like dug their way into little nooks and crannies of the machines that surround them and have just like started to find their little niche and make the best of what they have, scavenge what they need, and that sort of thing. She is short, perpetually kind of greasy,
just all greased up all the time.
Like not like covered in grease, but like she's always got a little bit of grease here and there. Got these really oversized like baggy cargo pants with a bunch of useless shit in every pocket.
Grease is really hard to wash off your hands, so that's fair. That's legit.
I mean, you can't waste drinking water on that.
Sort of perpetually always chewing gum. Should I go into like more depth into her background? Like,
oh yeah, absolutely. So what brought Ollie into venturing out past her town?
All right, yeah. So she is by nature not the kind of adventuring type. She has happily lived all of her life in West Salvage, running this sort of mechanic shop with her brother, until a while back, like maybe a few months or so, he left. Said he was going to some sort of town that like he should easily have come back pretty shortly from, but he didn't. And for a while, Ollie sort of
hashtag rip brother as well.
Yeah, Ollie sort of has been holed up in her workshop, blast music really loud so that she doesn't have to think about it too hard. And eventually it just got to her like she just can't stay there anymore. And so she packed up a little bit and went off to find him.
Okie doke. So her settlement is kind of built up, like in the sense she's able to be a mechanic and play music loud when she feels sad and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Rad. I'm gonna slide over to one of these fellas over here. Steve, I'm saving you for last.
Oh, you mean Hobo
You're
Joe?
well-developed,
Hobo Joe?
well-thought-out character.
Completely
yes.
original character that you definitely made yourself.
Definitely all on your own.
Yeah,
those
with
two
no help
hands
from
right
me.
in front of you.
What
The
was the
character
name?
that God gave you.
What was the name of that town?
Oh, thank you.
that Olivia is from, Ollie?
That'll be West Salvage.
I'm gonna say, I just decided that Hobo Joe is from East Salvage.
Is there anything left of East Salvage? Tell me about East Salvage a
Well,
little
there's
bit.
Hobo Joe.
Not after Hobo Joe left, he took it all.
Damn. Okay. I'll slide back to you in a bit because I want to see what develops in the meantime.
All right, Dan.
Dan, what? Tell me a little bit about what's your character's name?
Gregory Idgaff.
Solid. Okay, so what is Greg's deal? What's he cooking with?
Greg is sort of a resource scout for a local settlement called North Salvage.
God damn it! All these salvages. No wonder y'all get lost.
Yeah, no one talks about South Salvage. That was a bad place.
Oh my god.
But people down there are assholes.
I love that Steve plays strong silent types typically because I love the idea of him just being from East Salvage, and Ollie never learns. Never. But yeah.
Gregory is kind of like a resource scout, so he sort of goes out into the city, tries to find areas where things are up and running, and can bigger teams can go out and bring resources back to town to sort of keep it running and not go all East Salvage on it.
Okay, so it's a little scrappier, a little more.
It's a little bit more Wild Westy, like
Okay.
yeah, kind of like a bit more like rundown.
Are they able to build stuff there? Or do they have the same sort of level of access to technology?
They have a pretty basic access to technology, but I think like this really advanced stuff, they're not. They can make like some basic like magnetic guns, that kind of stuff, but they don't really have like radios or like high communication. It's mostly just like physical.
So you do not get to listen to music when you are sad.
If someone's playing music nearby, sure, but
Okay. Bards are important, of course. So, okay. And so what brings you out into the tunnels outside of your settlement to get wrapped up in whatever's going to unfold?
well, just a standard scouting mission that kind of went wrong when the environment changed a little bit, so I can't really find my way back to North Salvage right
That is
now.
the issue of living in a giant, ever-shifting labyrinth, yes.
Which we haven't brought up at all. We're just sort of treating all these towns like they're sort of part of a normal world. We haven't mentioned we're just in a giant, ever-changing city.
Oh, yeah. Because I completely blanked on the fact that I was supposed to do that because of the long time making Steve's character and getting his audio
You
to
didn't
work.
make Steve's character. I
I meant as the group getting it all, yeah. And Steven, tell me all about Joe.
Yeah, East Salvage.
In what the fate that befell East Salvage.
Well, Hobo Joe obviously befell East Salvage. Hobo Joe is he's a bastard.
Okay, that's a start.
Yes. Let's see. Well, I'm going to say that East Salvage is kind of like the shitty part of town. Except the whole town is shitty.
I mean, it's a rough way to live.
Yeah. And I'm going to go with Hobo Joe not having a particular set of skills, but more relying on, stealing shit and, general
Misconduct.
General
General
hobo behavior.
skullduggery.
Skullduggery, right? I think I have that. I don't have that. I didn't think that far ahead.
I think that's what happens when you don't build your own character,
I
friend.
didn't think I had it all. But Dan built me a quality character. Probably, we'll find out.
I don't know. I sort of just threw everything at the wall to get.
I've got a laser pistol, which, East Salvage definitely does not have the ability to produce. So clearly, what happened was East Salvage was bad. Hobo Joe arrived. East Salvage became unlivable. Hobo Joe has moved on. That is where we find Hobo Joe, just wandering, looking for a new place
To make unlivable?
Yes.
Okay.
That is
All
his
right.
goal.
Hobo Joe brings places down to his level. That's Hobo Joe's backstory.
Okie doke. All right. So I guess I'll get into the setting a little bit for context. The world has expanded. The future has come and gone and left humanity behind. The three of you are playing remnants of that humanity in a large structure that ostensibly resembles a city. It wasn't built by human hands. At this point, outside of the machines that continue constructing it, you're not even sure what agency drives it. You live in small, scattered settlements, if that, and in this ever-changing structure that seems to have no end, or at least none that you ever have or ever will experience. You find yourself lost, past the short light of whatever civilization there is left. Whatever brought you out to the tunnels past your homes, you have found yourself lost. For whatever reason, trying to find your loved ones, trying to find your home, trying to find another place to sleep at night. The three of you have found yourself cast into the inky blackness of the lower levels of the city. Whatever happened, some of the structure collapsed, and you find yourself waking up in the rubble of it, many levels down past where you could possibly have any bearing of knowing where you are. And you wake up. What do you do?
Do we all wake up at the same time?
You can wake up at your own leisure. I assume it's going to be staggered, but I just want to, I guess, get an understanding of where you guys want to go with how your character would react to that, and we can figure out how that all staggers from there.
I guess I could probably wake up first.
What would Ollie do waking up?
I mean, I feel like the first thing that she would do is I'm not sure she would realize what was happening at first. Probably wake up really slowly, not quite want to get up. Are we all in the same sort of area, or what is this place that we find ourselves in?
Okay.
Are Gregory and Hobo Joe just right next
Don't
Yes.
validate that.
Hobo Joe
We
is
don't know
real.
his name. Hobo Joe's just a standard. We don't know this guy, so he's
Don't
clearly Hobo
affirm
Joe.
his decision to call himself Hobo
Are
Joe.
these two individuals near me?
Yes. You have Gregory is probably closest to you, and Hobo Joe is just kind of laying in a pile of rubble.
Oh my God, this is
a little
perfect.
ways away.
This is perfect. So you hear, just kind of in the distance, a belch. And then just a crumpling paper bag.
He's the classiest man.
And then just
this
something.
Joe.
Joe just takes a drink out of a paper bag. And then looks around.
Wait, is this why you were asking why there were bottles?
Yes.
Oh God. Okay. All right. Yes. It's like
If food and drink are rare, he would want to protect his precious bottle.
so
no?
nobody knows he has one.
Yes.
I think paper's pretty rare though.
Then he wants to keep it with his precious bottle, so he's gonna wrap his bottle in paper.
Oh my God.
Okay. All right. We're living this life. All right.
And he just rolls around pigpen style in his own filth, and then looks around.
All right. So the first thing you see when you wake up, Tori, Ollie sees just a large chasm above her. You can see a couple pillars and winding pipe works and ventilation ducts. trailing up, kind of like snakes coiled around each other. And all around you, it's surprisingly soft and spongy where you landed. It seems like it's some sort of rubber or similar material used as a compression, a spot of compression for some sort of large machine that's inoperable. And all around you is just crumbled metal and cement from the tunnels that you were in, each of you, before you fell.
Did we all land on the soft rubber or only Ollie?
Oh yeah, no. Hobo Joe's just pile of concrete and rebar. Terrible.
Ooh. DM, already showing your hand.
Yeah, by the way, mark down 2 strain for that.
Hobo Joe doesn't have a pencil.
Hobo Joe should learn to be more prepared.
Hobo Joe has a pen, probably. Hold on.
Hobo Joe would not have been born if people were more prepared. A better timeline. 2 strain.
Okay.
I can't imagine it's particularly restful.
But is it better than what Hobo Joe typically has?
No, but you usually don't fall into it.
Okay,
Yes.
this is fair enough.
Yeah. So it's a little novel.
It's about average for Hobo Joe, but this time he slammed into it.
Yes.
Got it.
So Tori, is there anything you want to look for in particular?
Well, shit. Immediately when I notice Gregory unconscious, she would run over him, sort of tap him on the face, "Hey, stranger, are you dead?"
He probably just sort of snaps awake just then, and starts waving his shotgun around like, what the just happened?
Okay.
No need to get antsy there. Gosh, hi, my name's Ollie. What's yours?
Gregory. Nice to meet you. What the hell happened here?
Well, from the looks of it, I think I fell. Same thing probably happened to you. Do I know roughly what happened here?
The last thing that you recall before falling was some sort of the sound of echoing explosions throughout the structure of the city until getting closer and closer and closer until it finally hit where you were, and the ground underneath you just started crumbling.
Oh shoot, yeah.
I guess Gregory starts going around checking to see if the rubble's stable or if they should just get the hell out of Dodge right now. Because we don't know how long ago that was, right?
Yeah. You could have been down there for quite a while now.
Do we see Hobo
yes,
Joe?
you see Hobo Joe just... What is Hobo Joe doing here again?
I think he's probably just sitting in the rubble. So he hears these two trying to figure out how long they've been there, and he sniffs his coat, and he's like, yes, this hasn't been washed in 2 days, and then bursts out laughing. He's like, just kidding, it's never been washed. I don't know how long I've been here. I have no idea.
Where would you find water to clean it? I mean, it's a waste, right?
He's a hobo.
All right, are there any tunnels or anything leading out of the giant rubble death pile?
It looks like there are a couple small branching. It looks like one ventilation shaft is open, along with a series of pipes along it. They're large. They're definitely, some of them are small, but 2 or 3 of them are definitely human sized.
We could split up.
I mean, yeah, you said 2 or 3. There's 2 or 3 players characters, so yeah, clearly we just split up.
What do you think? We
One
split
by
the
each one.
party?
It's the most efficient way for us to die.
She does have control of where the shafts go. They could just go all together.
I mean, I'm not sure the splitting up is, such a good thing. I mean, granted, this is it's
almost like it would derail some kind of campaign or
Hobo
something.
Joe looks absolutely shocked that someone has met him and decided that leaving immediately is not the right course of action. Just completely blown away.
To be fair, we saw you and then immediately started looking around for exits. So
Yeah, but that's every time someone sees Hobo Joe.
This. I don't know about y'all. This is actually my first time in the tunnels, and if there's explosions and stuff happening there, I safety in numbers, that sort of thing.
Can I roll a survival check to see if there's anything different about any of the ventilation shafts?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, just to like see if one like sounds like it leads to anything that might be a bit bad or.
Yeah, sure. Are you going to? Do you have anything to respond to Ollie with, or are you just kind of in your own?
Again, Gregory's sort of used to just being off on his own, so I feel like his way of dealing with things is just, well, if there's a problem here, I'm gonna deal with it.
So you are. So Ollie's kind of getting the cold shoulder a little bit.
A little bit.
Not from Hobo Joe.
What's Hobo Joe saying or doing?
Hobo Joe is gonna pretend that Hobo Joe always has a group.
Okay, all right, sell it. Come on.
I do have deception as a
We'll
skill.
talk. Speak.
But generally, I think Hobo Joe is going to do a bad job of selling it, but he's going to try. He's going to try to sell the idea that we should definitely stick together. Like, how am I going to do this? I guess I have to get up.
You would have to
I
get
never
up
got
out of
up.
your pile of trash.
Yeah,
yes.
so I got up. I kind of, get myself together. And I'll say, like, oh, I definitely agree with Ollie here. Like, this looks like a situation where we should probably stick together. And I might do that thing where I did to you two in Newtown, where I just came up behind you and touched you both on the shoulder. That seems like a Hobo Joe thing.
Okay. All right.
Like, we should stick together. What does Dan? What is? So I'm motioning like the arms out, like group hug, shoulder pat deal.
Yeah, Gregory just sort of lightly grabs your hand, drops it to the side, pushes you slightly closer to Ollie, and then goes off to protect the ventilation chest.
Okay. All right.
I'll go in for a shoulder pat.
Stinky hobo.
Ollie is too good a sport.
Oh,
Sorry, I don't think I caught your name, stranger.
I'm Joe,
Joe.
but they call me Hobo Joe.
Who calls Hobo Joe Joe?
This is part of his deception that other people are a part of his life.
Okay. All right. Tori, what's your vigilance?
My vigilance, it's not good.
It's okay. There's nothing coming to find you in these tunnels. I'm sure of it.
No ranks and 2 in will.
Okie doke. No ranks in 2 and will. Okay, so that would be just a medium.
If it's him deceiving her, wouldn't it be his stats versus hers?
Yeah.
Oh, what am I rolling?
Yeah. So you're gonna roll your deception.
Okay.
You're going to lie. It's kind of like you're gonna be amazing, except you're gonna lie to your friends.
Whoa. Who said these were my friends? I succeed. I get 2 net success, no advantage, right?
Okay. All right. So, looks like you sell that lie. How does
That Hobo
Ollie
Joe has
respond to
people
that?
involved in it.
So Ollie actually believes that you have successfully interacted with humans in the past.
God, this is going so well. Just inner monologue for Hobo Joe. Like, yes, nailed it.
Joe, Hobo Joe, which you prefer?
Any of the words.
Alrighty.
They're all good.
Well, it's nice
So
to meet you, Joe.
Jobo.
I love
Oh God,
all
Jobo
of those
is
words.
so good. Do you look over and say Jobo?
Yes.
Yes. Jobo.
Okay. And Dan, you wanted to check out the tunnel?
Yeah, just checking to make sure everything's all right in them.
Okay. You roll me that a perception.
Perception?
Yeah.
Yeah, I look over at Ollie and I'm like, this Gregory guy, he looks like...
What am I rolling against?
You are rolling, I would say, I'd say about 3 dice.
3 purples?
3 purples, yep.
Oh, that's
I'm gonna say
hard
this
check.
Gregory guy, he looks like he knows what he's doing, maybe.
Now,
Maybe we'll follow
speaking
his
of
lead.
which, now that you've all kind of met each other a little bit, what do you look like?
Do I need to
if you wanna get
describe
into that.
Hobo Joe? Or...
Oh, yeah. Tell me that rich description and that just overwhelm me with the sensory information that you've
Before
developed
that,
for this character.
the check was did not succeed, but just have 1 extra advantage.
Okay. So, how do you want to spend that advantage?
Can I just give it a blue dice going forward for any other checks in that tunnel?
Oh yeah. So So you don't really see much of anything. But you're not quite sure if it's safe, but you kind of got a little bit of a bearing of it so far. So you're just a little more prepared in case anything comes down the line.
So I guess we're gonna go through character descriptions now.
Yep. So tell me about yourself. Oh, you get to go last, Stephen, as always. Tori, would you like to start, or Dan, would you like to start?
I feel like we've been kind of locking out Tori for a little bit, so let's let her go.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So Ollie, as I sort of described her a little bit before, she is quite short, a little over 5 feet. Has got this long red hair that, like, you know, you get the sense was maybe once put up in some sort of style, but at this point is just a bit of a mess. And
Yeah.
like, not to say that, you know, she's filthy or anything. She's more of like the kind of messy where, like, you would hesitate to hug her necessarily.
So naturally, she's just a great hug friend.
I'm on this.
Oh,
I'm on
she
this
she
page.
does give great hugs. Like, you know, everybody's missing out by the fact that they're not hugging her, but she is a little greasy. As she's standing here, she probably, like, reaches into one of her many pockets in these ridiculous baggy cargo pants that she has, pulls out a stick of gum and pops it in. Let's see, she's got a nice sort of jacket on. What do you call those? Like pilot's jackets? Is that a thing?
Oh, like a bomber jacket almost?
Bomber jacket. Yeah, she's got a bomber jacket and freckles. Definitely freckles.
Nice.
Yeah, she's a cutie patootie, rough and tumble kind of scrappy gal.
Okie doke. Everyone loves those scrappy gals. And Dan, tell me about your schmuck.
Well, Gregory's a bit older, like mid-30s to early 40s kind of looking guy. Starting to go a little bit gray on the sides. Since he's been, like, out in the tunnels so often, he's kind of got, like, a really rough look to him. Sort of tons of, like, pouches filled with, like, random bits and bobs that will help him out all over himself. Obviously looks a little bit more rough and tumble than he usually does, given that he just fell down probably a few stories in a giant deadly landslide. But hey, I mean, everyone has their off day.
What kind of stuff is he wearing?
Just like a cargo vest, stuff that, like, makes it, like, really, like, kind of like loose clothing that's easy to move in. Yeah,
Okay.
like some pretty light stuff. So, like, he's able to, like, stay physically exerted for quite a while.
Okay. Between that description and the voice, I'm kind of in my head imagining him as, like, the future cyberpunk hellscape equivalent of a plumber.
Okay, if you want to go for that.
That's my vision, but that's clearly it's not your.
I'm not really sure how to describe picture in my head right now.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. And Steven, tell me about Joe.
So I'm thinking Joe is probably gonna have. Tori, are you familiar with Firefly?
Aaron, don't kill me. No, I'm not.
Okay.
I won't.
All right. How would you describe the Firefly dress? It's kind of like practical Midwestern kind of, like, weird stuff that's like heavy leather,
Okay, yeah.
but also, like, you know, it's got
So you've got like a long duster sort of jacket.
like heavier jackets, you know, but everything's kind of like it's not ripped and, like, destroyed, but it's just well worn and sort of it blends in with the surroundings to the point where he can lay in a pile of rubble and just be part of the rubble at this point.
He's one with his environment.
Yeah.
A real crunchy sort of back to nature type
Yeah.
in this type of nature.
If you want to be charitable, at least.
Yeah.
Like the kind of guy where I don't know if you'd be able to describe the color of his hair.
That's terrifying. Okay. All right.
I'm debating if Hobo Joe should be the kind of guy that's got, like, the long hair man bun type thing, or just like he chops his hair off with his pocket knife at a certain period of time. And he's got like a jaggedy short
I mean, the
haircut.
long disheveled kind of sells.
But I don't know. I kind of like the short, like, just like
Okay, so we're implying that he does care enough about his appearance to cut his hair, but nothing else.
when he needs it for something, he'll cut his hair off. That seems like Hobo Joe.
Well, yeah, so where in the cycle are we with that?
Where you're right. Where in the cycle?
Does he only cut off like just enough hair for
Yes.
what he needs, like for a little bit of rope?
He has. All right. So that's perfect. He's got half of his hair.
Okay.
Like, he used the other half last week for something. Yeah.
What on God's green earth did he use that for?
He was in a bind, He had to get out.
Just gotta get away.
So he took some hair, maybe he jammed a mechanism or something, gummed it up with hair in the gears, and jammed a door and slid through. He just Joe Boat his way right out of there.
God, just imagine the horror of wandering through these tunnels. That's just all of this, chrome and metal and weird technology, and then there's just hair.
Yeah,
just hair between the gears.
Yeah,
somebody's like, oh God,
there's no skeleton or nothing.
Yeah, someone's come across that is like something terrible happened here, and it was just like him sticking his stupid ass hair.
Yeah.
No, Aaron, I'm actually liking this even better because now you can trace his path through the city by the random stuff he's gunked up with his hair.
Oh
Oh my
God.
God.
You can trace.
Should Hobo Joe have spurs on his boots?
I mean,
What is he going to ride that needs
Well, yeah,
spurs?
well,
No. I feel like he would have made spurs because it's something he would like out of garbage.
all right. So tell me about the rich cultural context that Hobo Joe having spurs. Like, how did he get there?
How
how does he even know what that is?
Do you know how crows like shiny things and collect them?
Okay.
Hobo Joe is like that.
Did he just find a fucking pair of cowboy boots somewhere?
Yes.
It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
about this.
Yeah.
Post-apocalyptic, cyberpunk hellscape.
Yeah.
No one knows how long it's been like that, but damn, those boots.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, God, even better if he just found the spurs and just put them on like a pair of sneakers that he was wearing.
That might be better.
Attach them.
Could be. I like the boots though.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
It's not super important, but you get his vibe.
Okay.
It is definitely a vibe.
But luckily not his smell because he doesn't exist physically.
That is the benefits
Yes.
of this medium. Okay. So you guys are going to stick together. Mm-hmm. Is Gregory okay with that, given how solitary he seems to be?
Yeah, he's okay with it. He hasn't, left or anything.
Oh yeah, I mean, I guess he's sort of leading the way a bit. Mm-hmm. Okay, so could you all roll me a vigilance check?
This is going to be good. Am I just to check against anything or?
It's going to be against 2 purple dice.
What is
Well,
this? I get
You get
an
net
advantage, but no successes.
No, you don't get an advantage. You completely canceled out.
Oh, so
Oh,
you
you're right.
get nothing.
I get nothing. Literally nothing.
That's a success and an advantage for Ollie.
Yeah.
Okay. What would you like to spend that advantage on?
Ooh, what can I spend it on?
You can spend it on giving yourself a blue die for later, or just a small narrative thing. It can be anything that it can't be you succeeding at what you were trying to do, but it's anything that could be just a small positive result of what you were trying to do.
And what we were trying to do is be vigilant.
Be vigilant.
All right. So while she's thinking of that, you get to have a bit of fun with my 4 disadvantages.
Oh.
I succeeded, but
How much did you succeed by?
I succeeded by 2, but I have 4 disadvantages. Have fun with that.
Okay. I think I know exactly how that's going to go. Because you're like an experienced explorer of these tunnels. You're a scout, right?
Yeah, he's been out there for a while.
So, like Sixth Sense style, that something is creeping up on you.
All right.
The issue is, while you're staring down this tunnel trying to look down any threats that way, you are fully certain that it is behind you. And because of both how compact the tunnel you're in is, the ventilation shaft, And given that the two people following behind you, you really don't have so much of an option to immediately respond.
All right.
Tori, you both have an advantage and a success. Do you know what you want to do with that advantage?
So with the success, I know that there's something that's creeping up on us. Is that
Yes,
correct?
you do see what is starting to creep up on you. Maybe you've turned back to look at Hobo Joe, who is blissfully unaware of everything that's about to unfold.
Could I maybe use my advantage to make him aware? Or is that too powerful?
Ooh, that might be just a little too powerful, but you could, like I said, with being able to give yourself a blue die for later for just good positioning or awareness or all of that, you could give him one.
I would love to do that.
Okay. So he's not aware of what's going on, but so you take that to call out and let him know.
Guys, there's something behind us.
So we turn. I turn.
What you see, Ollie, is just a large, bulbous extension hanging from one of the walls of the chasm that you fell down. Before, where it was dark, it has clicked on, and lights, it's like almost like a series of cameras or eyes, have lit up all across it. And you can see it starts spinning a little bit and whirring, as at the same time you see flashes of light start appearing all over the walls and floor of that chasm, kind of lighting it up almost. And you said you have no experience in the tunnels before?
I do not.
Okay.
Is Ollie a quick learner?
We'll find out, I suppose.
She's quite intelligent. She's bright.
She's a smart cookie.
Yeah. So was my disadvantages that I was looking the wrong way,
You are
or that I just couldn't get to it?
you are caught unawares. Well, you're not caught unawares. You are turned in the opposite direction from it. You're not looking at it. You are kind of, you're going to be real sluggish in being able to react to it. I'll probably give you 2 disadvantage for that.
All right.
For whatever reaction you try and take. But you hear that noise, because you're as an experienced scout, you hear that noise and that whirring, and you see the even just the light shining on the tunnel in front of you, and you know absolutely what that is.
All right.
Which is what?
Yes.
I was going to ask, like, based on my experience, how dangerous is it? Is it something we can fight, or is this more of a get the hell out of Dodge scenario?
This is kind of a get the hell out of Dodge scenario. It is you don't know necessarily what they're called, because it's just more of an experiential threat than one that you really have a name for. But this is a kind of like a security spotlight for the city. And when it catches like that, when it notices you, it is starting to not just call attention to you being there, but also start summoning up part of the security of the city.
All right.
The sort of mechanical servitors that do that.
All right. I'm not sure I want to use one right now, but we never established how many story points do you and
Each
us
one
have?
of you generates 1 story point.
All right. So we have 3 story points, and you have 1 for yourself right now, right?
Yes.
All right.
Can I just ask for some clarification about our surroundings?
Sure, absolutely.
So there's this chasm where this thing is, and we are where?
You are at the floor of that chasm.
Okay, and so are we at like near the edge of the chasm, and there's those tunnels we were looking at before are like
in the wall of it.
in the wall?
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, you might actually need to like climb up just a little bit. It's easy because there's like some small footholds from
Okay.
other small open pipes and vents
Yeah.
that are too small to crawl through. But the one you're crawling through is just like a little bit up.
Yeah. All right.
How would you all like to react to this? Everyone except for Joe, of course.
Are we in initiative? Was that what the check was, or is that just
yeah.
like a spot this thing?
That was
kind of
just a spot to see if you get what's going
thing? All
on.
right, so we're just able to act right now, just as is.
Yeah, it's not in rounds, but I'm basically determined if you are allowed to react to this.
All right. Based on his past experience, does he know any way to like slow this down or stop it, or is it like just start running?
The type of situation that this is, it will just, until you are out of range of it, it will just keep spawning essentially security agents.
Now, is it like a set like everything in like 600 yards is going to get screwed, or is it like a visual? I see enemies, I'll keep spawning until.
It's kind of it's line of sight based, so it is visual.
All right.
Do I have hacking abilities to interact with this thing?
Do you have hacking?
I mean,
He has the hacking tools, yeah.
yeah,
Okay, yeah. You then would be able to, but you didn't notice it.
right. How would I hack?
Didn't Ollie try to warn him, or is that?
Yes.
This would be like next round.
That would be like
right?
the next.
Okay.
Because this is a surprise round, I guess, technically.
Essentially.
Well, I guess he takes stock of the situation. I guess I just want to make a check to see like what's the fastest way to get out of line of sight then.
Okay.
Because obviously we can't go backwards.
Yes. Probably the fastest way would be to scurry through the tunnels. I am letting you act first because you got the highest actual amount of successes.
All right, follow me. We can't fight this thing. And he starts running forward.
Aye. I'm going to scurry on after him.
Okay, so you both bail out of there, which normally would give you enough time to keep it from to interrupt its spawning of security agents like that, but Hobo Joe over here is he got your message, so he will be able to react better when he realizes what's up, but you kind of have no idea why they're running forward.
Which way are the tunnels?
What do you mean?
The like exit things that you were running for. You're
They were almost at them anyway.
Okay, you're running there.
Yeah.
Towards them. Okay.
Oh no, they have run into them now.
Into them. Okay.
You are standing just a little bit a ways away from them.
Okay.
And they just bail and are like yelling.
Okay.
How do you react to that? You have no context for why they're doing it.
Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to scoop out of my pocket the accumulated dirt that just fills my pockets. Just throw it straight up in the air.
What?
Hold up.
Throw it
Oh
in the
yeah,
air.
let's rewind just a little
You
smidge.
just carry around in dirt in your pocket.
Yeah, here's a pocket full of dirt. A dirt pocket.
Pocket dirt.
Like a pocket sand.
It's like kind of like a dirt bag, but
In
a little more.
pocket. It's
smaller,
built into
yeah.
his multifunction
Yeah.
jacket. So he just scoops out some of this high quality, fine dusty powder, throws it in the air, and shouts "Jobo Shield," and then runs towards the tunnels.
You don't know why they're running.
But I'm gonna follow them because these are the only people I know.
Wait, why? Like, what are you shielding yourself from?
The magic light that just came and made everybody run away. I'm doing what they're doing. This is pretty intuitive, I think. I follow the people that I just
I mean, he
met.
just did hear Gregory yell, "We can't fight that thing. Follow me."
Fair enough.
Along with the magical red
The
spotlight of death.
hesitation that you have, though, allows enough time for a couple of the security agents to materialize.
Does my pocket filth obscure their sight at all?
If they were able to feel anything like a human emotion, it would be confusion.
Oh, I thought you were going to go with complete indifference, but okay.
No, that's what they currently feel.
No, I like if you could feel a human emotion, they would feel indifference is so much better.
Yeah, a little bit. And about 3 of them pull themselves up out of. Some of them pull themselves up out of the flooring that you landed on. Some of them even just. One of them pulls up out of the wall that you were just climbed into. One of them pulls itself up out of the rubble that you fell from. It's honestly even too small for it to have even come from in it.
I start shouting out them about, do you know what happens when you get through the Jobo shield? And I pull out my laser pistol, obviously.
Okay. All right. I'm going to roll.
I might turn that up to.
How many successes did you have again, Dan?
I had 2 successes,
Okay.
but 4 disadvantages when I did the initial vigilance check.
Okay. All right. I'm going to roll cool for them. And they're not particularly cool. So, let's see. Okie doke. All right. So that is 2 fails and 1 advantage. So they'll get a certain element of surprise on you a little bit.
On who in particular?
The only one they
you.
can see.
Me.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they will go last in initiative order. So you guys have 3 rounds of initiative that you get to divvy up before they go. Who wants to go first?
So do we know that Joe's not following us, or are we just sort of assuming that he is?
Well,
I think that's
presumably-
up to you. Here's the question. How much, at this point, do you care about the bodily integrity of Hobo Joe?
I mean, he is another meat shield to put up between us and whatever's going to kill us.
Okay, you're cold as fuck. I get it.
I like this Gregory fellow. Nobody's cared this
To
much
be fair,
about
that
me.
wasn't in character voice. What are you thinking, Tori? Should we actually go back and help them because that's what player characters would do? Or do we just keep running?
Because that's what player characters would do.
Or do we just try not to be dead for this random hobo? That's... Yeah.
To help
mean-
color that, he leaves his hair places and throws dirt in the air and calls it some kind of shield.
The Jobo shield.
I think the funny thing is I can see that actually having some practical use for him, given him being
Yes.
a hacker and having a laser.
Yes.
Yeah, but damn, if it's confusing as hell for anyone else.
All right, let's put it this way. I'm not taking the first initiative
yeah,
slot, so I'll
Tori?
let everyone else decide.
I'll go first initiative if nobody else wants to. I'm fine.
I think that makes sense. Like, Ollie
'Cause I
would
would-
definitely want to help Hobo Joe, but I don't think she probably is. I think her first priority right now is, oh shit, I'm running.
You're there for me in spirit, but not in person, is what you're telling me.
No, like she's there if she notices that you need help.
All right. Actually, quick question. The size of these things, can they fit inside the ventilation shaft?
Okay, so what I was about to sort of start describing them to you. What you kind of have so far is it's an oddly segmented bipedal humanoid, almost it's kind of skeletal. It's shorter back legs. It's kind of almost like hunched over, and they're just sort of like crawling at you. Larger arms than legs. It's almost like it's sort of pulling itself along arm-wise.
So almost like a skeletal gorilla or something like that?
Kind of like with a longer, elongated like snout sort of shape almost.
So a skeletal gorilla dog. Got it.
Yeah,
Horrifying.
like I said, it's sort of segmented in its face, if you could call it that. It's honestly just. I honestly, it just looks like bone, and then like a couple cameras where eyes would be. It's completely expressionless.
And this can or can't fit into the ventilation shaft?
They definitely can fit in the ventilation
Alright.
shaft.
And there's 3 of them?
There's 3 of them.
And how close are they to Hobo Joe?
Relatively close. They'll probably be able to catch up with you. Given how fast they're going, they'll probably be able to catch up with you in the next turn that they go.
Do I get a movement and an action?
You get one maneuver and
Maneuver.
1 action.
Okay. How far am I from the ventilation shafts?
You're just about right there, like right in front of it. You
Okay.
haven't done the little climb up to get in.
Is there good cover or things I can
Well, there is all the rubble from
yeah, like
Okay.
good terrain I can
yeah. You could definitely
I
throw
can
yourself
maneuver
behind some of it.
around in, because I feel like Hobo Joe's is more agile and he's quicker on his feet than you suspect he is. that's how he survives. He has 4 agility, so
I mean, okay, solid.
yeah. Hobo Joe
Okay.
gets around.
So he's taking like an unaggressive stance. So are you all okay with Hobo Joe taking first action?
Yep.
I think he's gonna like.
I mean, it makes the most sense. He's right there.
All right, yeah. What are you doing with your maneuver? You want to take cover?
Well, Hobo Joe's got to take cover in Hobo Joe style, so he's probably gonna like run and grab some rubber rebar that's sticking out of the wall and like swing behind a piece of concrete.
Okay, and what's your action?
And then he's gonna pull out his pistol and shoot.
All right, so is that a separate pocket from your dirt pocket, or do you keep that like kind of together? It's like dirt, gun.
Most of the pockets have dirt in them.
Which I'm sure is great
Are
for
you, man?
Hobo Joe.
Who let you live like this? I know
Nobody
this is like
stopped me.
post-apocalyptic.
Who could stop him from living
Yeah.
like this is the better question.
I mean, fair.
Hobo Joe just threw fucking pocket sand.
Oh my god, your
at a
jacket's
bunch
gotta
of
be
robots.
so heavy.
But he moves. That's the thing. That's why it's so unnatural. His movement. You're like, but how?
It's because he's wearing that weighted jacket.
Yeah.
Fucking trained him up.
Yeah. He just fills it with dirt,
Okay.
trains, and then sheds the dirt.
Dirtly.
He's even down half his hair.
So you are about, I would say, medium distance from them at this point.
Okay.
So are you going to take that shot?
Yeah.
All right. So from your cover, you're going to get some defense from them,
Yeah.
and fire off.
Okay. What's their? How many purples?
That
do I
is
get my blue now? She gave me a blue, didn't she?
yes.
Ollie. Mm-hmm. Oh, thank
Yeah.
you. All right. How many purples? Medium is.
You know what? And I will. God, I can't believe I'm fucking saying these words. I will give you an additional blue from your stupid hobo shield.
Yes.
Jobo shield.
Yeah, because it would probably like get in the way just enough.
It's that terrible fine dirt that gets in sensors and really messes things up.
Yeah, so one of it freezes one of them up just a little bit, so you can squeeze off a shot.
Oh god, it's perfect.
Okie doke.
That's Jobo's advantage over the machines.
All right, so that would be 2 because it's medium.
Okay. All right, let's do this.
I like how everyone else is running for their life, and you're just like aggression.
Okay, you
So
succeeded.
net 4 success
Okay.
and
Holy shit.
2
advantages.
advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you want to spend the advantage on?
Well,
You can crit.
what's the crit on?
Crit 3.
Okay. I can give Tori a blue die back.
Oh, how would you do that?
Presumably, I would have taken a good position. My shenanigans will have made noise to notify her where things are. So I'm gonna say Jobo is an experienced combatant, and
He'd have to be to get stay alive this long.
he has laid the battlefield well, is what I'll say.
Oh, okay.
He has drawn them to a good position for.
Okay, so you draw some heat.
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
what
that's
you're
what I'm saying.
saying.
Basically, he was very loud. Everyone's like, "Oh, we'll kill this guy first."
Right.
Okay. So you're giving it to Tori?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Congrats, Tori. Mazel.
So my gun is damage 5 with 4 net success.
All right, so 9.
Right.
Okay, so you just.
Pierce 2. It's a good gun. Good.
Okay. Yeah. So that just. Do you want to describe it or?
You can.
Okay. All right. So you squeeze the trigger and the light just pulses out of it, and honestly, where that closest one that was distracted, hesitant, because of your
By the Jobo shield.
your terrible dust, handmade dusts. Oh God, is it all skin cell dust?
No.
Oh,
it's
that's
only
just
like
terrible.
half of it. It's just like crushed concrete powder. and-
Okay, that's better. More wholesome.
Wait, you crush concrete powder just for the hell of it?
Okay.
No, it's just collected from.
So you fire into it, and you fire into the dust cloud even, and it diffuses a little bit in the dust because it's a laser. Yeah. And it just blooms a little bit, and when you can finally see again, it's just a huge hole in what was once there. The half of the weird, like, snouty skull mouth is just, or face or whatever, is just sheared right off. Just a big hole through it. It doesn't go any further than that, but it just falls to pieces in front of you.
Okay. So it is dead.
Oh yeah. It's you've got like oil and coolant just leaking all over the place.
All right.
I feel like I should shout Yeehaw right now.
Then shout it, my friend.
Okay, that's totally what Joe's gonna do. I don't know where he's picked his culture up from, but he has it.
Yeah, why do you just have a cowboy hobo? All right.
See, I was wondering if y'all were gonna get on me for Ollie's vaguely southern accent, but you're just like coming out here and showing me up on all fronts.
Oh yeah. So who goes next?
I think Ollie will probably go next because I'm not going to change anything Gregory's doing until he realizes, oh, crap.
Torybird, how are you gonna do it? What's Ollie gonna do?
I mean, I'd imagine, like, how loud is this laser pistol?
Oh, fucking loud.
How loud was the Yeehaw?
Louder.
Comparatively quiet. So just very loud sound, muffled yeehaw.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, the subtitles for this episode would be very funny.
Yeah, I think upon turning around and seeing that, like, despite Greg's, insistence that we shouldn't fight these things, seeing that there is a fight going on and it's going well for us? ?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Would it be a maneuver to get out her gun?
It would indeed.
Incidental,
Yes.
isn't it? Isn't it an incidental to draw your weapon, or
No, that's only if you have a quick draw talent.
Ah, right. Sorry.
Yep. Yeah, that would be a maneuver.
All right. Well, then in that case, she's going to open up her jacket and sort of strap to the inside, sort of like along her side, is her trusty rifle. Who, if she didn't build it herself, she definitely modified it a lot.
Okay.
And
I mean, given the kind of world you live in, building it yourself is probably like a very likely option.
And like sort of etched into the side is the name Slugger. And she's
Okay.
going to draw this weapon and
Comically not a shotgun, according to this character sheet I have here.
yeah, no. How many of these things are there?
There are 2 now.
2 now. And am I within medium range of one of them?
I would say you are at far range. Or long? Whichever one's 3 dice.
All right. Well, and is Hobo Joe within medium of them? He's like a one of the range bands closer.
Yes.
Here's a wild idea.
Please go for it.
I'm gonna move closer.
Yeah, use that
Yes.
maneuver.
Yes. And
Okay.
I'm going to try and levy a shot off at one of them.
Okay. Roll me your shooting along with the medium difficulty then. And so I guess do you leave the tunnel or do you just like move back to like the mouth of it? And
If I can move back to the mouth of it, I think that'd be what I do.
okay.
And I get the one boost.
Yep, you get that blue.
That's 2 successes.
Nice. And give me what are the numbers on your gun?
That would be a base damage of 7.
Oh, damn. Okay, so that's a 9. And is there any other qualities on the weapon?
Auto fire, but I'm not using it.
Okay. All right, so you fire off a shot at one of the large bounding machines coming at you. Well, I guess coming at Hobo Joe at this point. And you fire off a couple shots, and a couple of them bounce off, but one of them happens to dig right into its arm right as it's about to put its weight on that to run forward, and it's just trips itself up, and it keeps on going. But it's just you can tell that the machine is sort of ground against itself, and it's pretty much almost done.
Joe, what was that thing you were shouting earlier?
Yeehaw, that one?
Yeehaw!
I think Joe and Ollie are going to get along well.
Okie doke. And for Gregory.
Well, Gregory just hears, okay, follow me, run. And then all of a sudden, all he hears is just tons of gunfire.
And Yeehaw.
One large laser.
two yeehaw.
Two small yeehaws and a series of gunshots.
All right, and the thing with this thing is, if you stay in its sight, it will just keep making more, right?
Yes.
So he just sort of like...
But you haven't informed anyone but yourself on this. So this is actually some good player character separation, guys.
I do my best. All right. So I guess, like, his first instinct is to keep running, but he realizes if they're just going to stay back there and keep fighting, it's going to keep them alive for long enough that there's going to be a freaking horde coming after him if he doesn't. So he like about faces on his heel, runs back to Ollie and just goes, "We cannot fight them. You can keep killing them. They're pretty easy to kill, but they're just going to keep coming at us. We're going to keep making more. We need a way to seal off this vent." So I guess he's going to like look around and see if there's like any rubble or anything nearby that, if nothing else, could like slow them down long enough for us to lose pursuit.
Okay.
Once everyone gets in the vent.
Yeah. I would say, what would you want to roll for that? And Tori, do you have anything to? Does Ollie have anything to say? Or is
Can
she
I
just
hear
kind of
that?
lost in the fucking yeehaw madness going on around her?
I mean, Yeehaw Madness is a good place to be lost. I'd say the two things that make the most sense will probably be either perception or survival.
I would go with survival. This is for you to actually like grab this whatever and try
I mean,
and
the
like,
rolls are the same for me either way.
yeah. Also, Hobo Joe is not in this tunnel, so you trying to seal it off is hilarious.
Again, hopefully he gets to us. Like, I'm not actively trying to seal him out.
Okay.
Actually, I'll tell Ollie, just try to get Hobo Joe in here. What am I rolling against?
I would say I'll go with medium for this.
All right, so 2 purples.
Yep. And while this is happening, while you're all rushing about, you see 2 more lights show up to show that looks like two more security agents are going to start spawning.
All right, and I'm going to use the blue dice from checking the vent earlier. Looks like I failed, but I have a net 1 advantage.
Okay. What do you want to do with that advantage? So luckily for Joe, you do not barricade him out.
Well, I don't find any rubble that's nearby. Do you have any suggestions? Because I could just like give myself a boost dice for later.
Yeah. Also, if just a side note, if you guys ever are having trouble or anything, this is collaborative. If anyone at the table has any ideas for someone else's advantages, feel free to share them. I mean, ultimately, final vote goes to the person who's doing the action, but it's a big free for all, y'all.
There was a smaller event too. Could we get into that?
There are a couple of smaller vents and pipes, but they're not quite big enough for
right.
people. And the other ones that are above the one that you're in, so you would have to like fully pull yourself up into them.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I guess just like maybe give Ollie like a boost dice on her next action.
Okay, yeah, you could do that.
Just because I'm trying to get like her to activate it.
That makes sense. You're kind of scurrying around. It kind of sells how serious you are. Okay. In the security agents run at you. Well, let's be real about this. The one that is perfectly fine runs at Hobo Joe. And because of even though you kind of caught its attention, Ollie, having shot at it and then yeehawed your little heart out, it's still kind of following through with the momentum of it about to pounce on Joe. So Joe, you were getting two attacks.
Okay. How far away are they?
They are literally right up at you. You still have the barrier between you. So I will add that. With your cover, I'll add that defense die. And
Let's see how that Hobo Joe heavy jacket does.
And the first one snaps at you.
Looks like it fails.
Yeah, it's just complete fizzle.
It's a nothing.
So it's a nothing. So it runs and snaps at you and ends up getting it's just a big claw full of like rebar and concrete without actually getting you. You lucky duck. The other one though takes a swipe and that's very funny. Does exactly the same thing.
Oh my god,
So
the
your
Jobo
decision-
shield is amazing.
Yeah.
Jobo shield flawless so far.
Oh my god.
Okay, yeah. So your choice to throw dirt and hide behind concrete has fucking saved your life. So it's just like they're just tearing apart this rubble in front of you, and you're just like,
I blended. Remember when I said I just blend into the rubble?
yeah,
Yeah, they just
Totally.
thought, oh, this giant pile of rebar, clearly the hobo.
Yes.
okay. And with that, it's y'all's turn again. There are now two more of these things pulling themselves up out of the ground and walls around
Oh
you.
shit! Do I see that in the distance or not?
Yes.
Okay.
The alarm that you set off, it just keeps on spinning.
Right.
It's screaming at you.
Hey, Joe. We can hear y'all later. It's time to get the heck out of Dodge.
They do look kind of stupid. We could probably run. I say as I'm standing next to them and they're digging into a pile of dirt.
Come on, let's go.
Okay. So do y'all? I assume because you're running, you're gonna use both of your maneuvers to get out of Dodge.
Presumably.
Use him correctly.
Okay. All right. Do you want to? So you have one maneuver. Do you want to spend your action running as well? Do you want to do anything with your action, or do you just want to use strain to get two maneuvers, or how do you want to do this?
I'm going to use my action as another maneuver.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So not taking any more strain and just bailing.
Unless, no, but I don't actually know the status of the vent tube that they're in, so I would probably just run into that one instead of trying to climb into a different one.
Okay.
So,
and not taking any strain.
Yeah.
And just two
Yeah.
maneuvers. Okay. All right. So so you are out of sight of the alarm, and as you start getting far enough into the tunnels there of that vent shaft, again, it's this large twisting. It's almost like you're in the gizzard of some kind of snake or something. The way it winds around and has like little pipes and all that just sort of hanging from it, wires and whatnot. And the alarm eventually, you can hear it still going for a while, and then it cuts. Both after you've gotten far enough away and it's sort of timed out through the cycle of its alarm going off. On the other hand, the stuff's still running at you.
it's running down the vent shaft.
Yeah, it's starting to like scrabble they're starting to scrabble their way into
How large
shaft.
diameter are we talking?
the vent shaft.
Yeah.
I would say just about half a foot taller than the tallest one of you three.
Okay, but you can still walk through it.
Yeah, you don't have to hunch so much.
Okay.
Yeah, thank God we're amazingly all 2 feet tall.
Yeah.
Wait, I didn't
Good
catch
thing
that fact.
we all agreed
Yeah,
on that.
we've all agreed that we're 2 feet tall.
Yeah.
So these things just gonna real easy to close this thing up.
Unfortunately, I already mentioned that Ollie was just over 5 feet.
Yep.
Damn,
What
you
kind of
screwed
a
us.
team player, Tori?
You
What?
screwed us by not reading the future.
So you're both short in your self-description, and the tallest one amongst them.
We can't do this.
No, we can't.
Actually, I'm spending a story point. We can just
Oh God.
no, clear. Just,
Yeah, I just had a deer in the headlights
Yeah, you
moment
did.
there.
I almost broke her already.
I didn't expect hobbits for this game.
Halflings. Our feet aren't hairy.
Okay, yes. Is that okay? Time out for 5 seconds. Is that like the one distinguishing feature between hobbits and halflings? Is just like how acceptably groomed your feet are?
No, I think it's the world, so you don't have to, pay royalties to
Oh
Tolkien's
well,
family.
yeah, pretty much. Okay, so you run. What do you do, Gregory? Because
Did he get past me, or
No, you were ahead.
You
so
were
I wouldn't
ahead,
Have been
so-
able to.
so-
I was by the entrance? Then Ollie ran past me. He took 2 maneuvers.
Oh,
okay, so yeah, so they've run past you at this point.
All right, so
You're still out of sight of the thing, but
I'm running, but I'm like keeping at the rear guard because I think my shotgun could at least slow them down with a knockdown.
okay.
Are they in sight of me, or?
Yes, one of them is actively starting to like scrabble its way into the tunnels.
Yeah, then I'm taking my maneuver to run further into the tunnel, and the second my action is going to be to shoot it with the shotgun, I guess.
All right, give it a shot.
All right, are these things faster than a normal person, or?
They seem to be keeping pace with you, but you can kind of tell that they're just sort of getting up to speed at the moment.
All right,
They were just born. Cut them some slack.
no. All right, so yeah, I'm going to shoot the closest one with the shotgun.
Okie doke. That would be at about medium range at this point.
All right, so 2 purples.
Yep.
Any other modifiers, or?
I would say no at this point. It's kind of vulnerable a little bit. In fact, I'll give you a blue because it's preoccupied with trying to climb this thing.
All right.
ooh,
We got Triumph.
yes.
What?
Triumph, 3 extra successes and 2 disadvantages.
Interesting.
How many successes?
3 total successes, 4 if you count the Triumph in with that. 2 disadvantages. I think the Triumph does Triumph knock down a disadvantage too, or is it just?
It has an advantage built into it that you can discount, so you can cut one of those disadvantages out, but you don't lose the triumph.
Right. So that's a Triumph, 1 disadvantage, and the 3 other successes.
Okay, so that's the 4 successes. What's the damage on the shotgun?
1 second. Base damage is 8.
8. Okie doke. You, in fact, here, I'm going to help you set up that triumph just a little bit if you're down. So it's the one that's the main one that's sort of scrabbling its way in, and there's another one sort of like, again, these things are like almost, they're not even thinking. One of them's practically like trying to get in too, and is like almost crawling up the back of the other one. Mm-hmm. And you fire off that shot, and what do you want to do with that triumph?
Well, I think the goal I have is to keep these things as far away from us as possible. So maybe like clog up the
Okay,
vent
yeah.
a bit with their bodies.
So
So they have to at least be moved out of the way before they can resume the chase.
all right, I think I can do that for you. The shotgun has knockback, correct?
It has Blast 4, Knockdown, and Vicious 2. It's a good gun. I have absolutely no other equipment besides it.
I mean, all right.
It's a good gun.
Run me through those again real quick. I was just in awe of them too much to pay attention.
Shotgun. Ranged heavy, damage 8, crit 3, let's see, encumbrance 3, blast 4, knockdown, vicious 2.
Does the blast mean it affects the others that are near?
Yes.
If they're engaged, yes.
So I will let you spend that triumph to get that 4 requirement for the blast, and I'll let you use the triumph aspect of it as well. So you, as they actually finally make you give them some time and lead them a little bit, and as they finally get into the tunnel, these big things. Again, one practically crawling over the other. They're just rabid trying to get at you, and you fire. And as you do, you just wreck both of them. The shotgun blast just sprays and just tears the two of them apart. But because of how they're kind of structured, they kind of, not entirely, but partially obstruct the vents that you have, that you're crawling through, the entrance to it. So it will slow down any of the others that are coming after you.
All right, good. Then the rest of my move is just spent booking it out.
Okie doke. All right. And with that, you took out 2.
So there should be 1 left.
2
There's-
left, I think. Right?
2, yeah.
Because wait, no, because
The one you shot was still limping along.
Oh yeah.
So there's 1 injured, 1 healthy, and then I think that's it, right?
Okay, and what I'm going to rule with that is, Tori, the one that you injured, because of how it's injured, and after trying to like pull itself up, it just doesn't have the strength to pull itself past all the clogged bodies at this point. But the other one leaps, like pulls itself past and through. So your shot has effectively made it that one can't. It's not dead, but it can't follow you.
I think we can definitely work with that.
So there's only 1.
Triumphs are good, guys. And I mean, also Tori practically killed it. It was like hanging on by like 1 wound. So
Players don't kill people, characters do.
you're right. Ollie really fucked it up. All right. So yeah. So it because it's slowed down. It makes a double maneuver and runs after you. Who is in the back at this point?
I think it would be Gregory because he just did that shot.
Okay. And it what you hadn't seen any like mouth or anything on this sort of thing, but like just a large, almost like a scissor sort of opens up in what looks to be its head, and the two like with like 2-pronged 2 scissor blades almost at the top of it and 1 at the bottom. So you could see sort of how they like fit together, and it just all the way turns to the side a little bit and it opens up all the way, almost as if there's a hinge you can't even see at the back of it. Opens up and tries to close in on you, almost like some sort of executioner's blade or something,
All right.
right around your torso.
Lovely.
Yeah,
Whose move is it?
it's their move.
Ah, bummer.
Yeah, it's a bad time.
See, she was just describing an attack, so I'm pretty sure it's not like, oh, this is going to happen, and we just like, okay, well, we just want to keep running out of its range.
Okay, so let's see. And what is your soak, my friend?
Soak is 3
Okie doke. Okie doke.
and 19 wounds.
What the hell?
I decided to make this character with a short lifespan, so I took, with all my experience, I bought a lot of talents. I took Toughen twice,
Oh, dear God.
and I forget what the one that gave me an extra soak was.
Oh, that costs a lot, too, because of the ranks.
Yeah, I took a Durable and Toughen twice. I think that's what gave me...
Okay, so we'll see if you live. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, he succeeds, definitely.
Yes. And 2 is enough to crit with the particular type of weapon that it's using. All right, so you take let's see, you take 9 wounds.
That's a good chunk. I'm glad I stocked up on them.
So you managed to get away, but it crunches down on you. Could you roll on the critical wound table for me?
31.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I have, let's see. So I have Tough as Nails and Durable, which I think both reduce.
What do they do again?
Just give me 1 second to. It'd be the Laborer archetype if you want to look up
Okay.
Tough as Nails for me.
And it has
Oh yeah, that it does reduce your.
vicious
That's what I was gonna.
3 on it.
Ooh, lovely. So we're going to need to figure out what the modifiers from this freaking thing is. I think it might be a 30 positive on the roll.
That is, with vicious, it's 30 positive, yes.
And I don't see durable. I'm not seeing... Oh, there we go. Yeah, durable is your character reduces any critical injury result they suffer by 10 per rank of durable, so it's a 51 then.
It's not great.
Fearsome Wound. Target increases difficulty of all presence and willpower checks by 1 until this critical injury is healed. Honestly, I'm willing to take that.
Okay, and it's going to stick around, and it'll boost any other crits you take.
I mean, I'm going to... it just doesn't feel right to take 9 damage and only get a minor nick.
Okay, yeah.
Is the thing.
How does this thing end up injuring you? How do you, twist away from it?
Well, I think it just... as he's running away, he sort of sees it coming onto the side, so he just sort of rolls forward and just makes a big gash in his back.
Okay, so it's just
it didn't quite catch him,
yeah.
but it gets deep in his sides.
It doesn't quite get your spinal column. It just sort of
imagine going a V that just sort of lightly bisects your sides, but just misses the important spine bits.
Okay, so you're in a lot of pain, and that'll keep you from being personable. And more importantly, having good willpower.
Which is great, because I already have willpower 1, so that's going to be my best stat now.
Okay.
Wait, you have willpower 0 now, effectively?
No, I still have willpower 1, it's just the difficulty of the check goes up.
Oh, okay. It doesn't modify that.
Okay. So I'm going to guess, given that you just got this big injury, would you be fair, giving up first reaction to this?
If everyone else wants to take it, yeah, I feel like you could easily say he's still stumbling forward, so yeah.
Okay.
If your critical was 10 worse, you would be slightly dazed.
I know, it's great.
That's what it's called.
It's great, isn't it?
Yes.
I love it.
If it was 1 less, what would it be?
Let's see.
Head ringer. It's almost the same.
Who wants to go next, Ollie or Joe?
Joe, I think, would go. I don't know if Ollie's okay with this, because Joe
is in the front, too.
Okay. Joe can't lose any of the more friends that he doesn't have. So are you telling me that Joe, in this moment of being oh my, I have interacted with human beings, they tolerate me, yes,
is now ride or die completely?
Yes. Joe is
I love
100%.
that.
Joe is.
This isn't going to be another East Scratville or whatever, each salvage town.
Salvage.
Yeah, he's salvage. No, hopefully not.
That mystery Ollie will never know.
So what I'm hoping is, so the thing takes a swipe at Gregory. Does Gregory stumble away from it a bit?
He sort of the only reason he didn't die is because he sort of saw at the last second, sort of threw himself forward. So does that give Joe a clean line of fire to the thing that just took the swipe at him? At least momentarily.
I would say so. You do have Ollie between you and the thing, though, still. I would let you use a maneuver.
I was going to say, can I spend a maneuver to aim?
Absolutely. As part of that, would you, yell to Ollie to,
Duck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you say to Ollie?
Is there time to say more than duck? Or
Duck is a free action, but I know.
Oh, all right, that's true. But I mean, in universe, in situation, I'm not going to be like, "Hey, Ollie,
well,
if you would
it's still
consider
tense.
ducking, so that I could shoot that thing over there." I'm probably just going to say like Ollie, get down, or Ollie, duck, or something like that.
Okay.
Ollie gets down.
All right.
Ollie gets down. Could you roll me that then?
Sure. So aim gives you a blue, right?
Aim gives you a blue.
And what range are we talking? Medium, because he's right there. Probably.
Yes.
So I have 1 success and 5 advantages. And
holy
my
crap.
crit is 3.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you that given the numbers, you have laid this thing low.
Okay.
I'll you know what? Here, Steve, would you mind if I use some of those advantages of yours?
That's fine. Yeah.
Okay. So you fire off again. Ollie, you get down. And as you fire, God, lucky for you. Your laser's just super precise this time as it fires out, and it carves instead of like diffusing and blooming
Right.
like that, it carves right through the one in front of you, making it sort of just like fall and skid to a stop, and it goes right through perfectly right through the pile of dead bodies, right through the one that Ollie shot, and just right into the wall behind it.
So there's no more of them that we're seeing.
Yes.
So I think we run over to, or at least I'm going to run over to Gregory and make
as
sure
far as
he's all
Gregory
right.
knows, are we safe now, or is this still a?
There's no alarm. You don't hear any sounds of any others, and given what you know that no more have spawned.
All right.
Do we know this? I don't,
He knows
necessarily.
this. You don't know shit.
Right. Yeah.
Actually, how much does Hobo Joe know? Because he's apparently a
Ooh.
wanderer.
Okay.
Yeah, Hobo Joe might, but there's no reason.
Does he kind of just sort of live his life on a cloud, essentially? Just
I mean,
like
he does see
stuff
giant
just sort of
robots.
happens.
I mean, he does see giant robots, and just his first reaction isn't run away. It's
Yeehaw.
oh, pocket dirt.
Yeah.
So
Pocket dirt, come up those sensors, and then.
So he has experience dealing with these things. It sounds like, but not.
He might not have
necessarily-
a sophisticated classification for enemies,
Yeah,
He's
okay.
got bad dude and shiny thing,
What does Ollie do? As things sort of calm down a bit.
What is my intelligence? 3.
Gregory,
He's not as stupid as I thought. I might be playing this a bit. All right, yeah, sorry, Tori, go on.
Greg, are you all right? Can you walk?
yeah, I can keep walking. Definitely got a bit of a chunk out of me. I guess he just pull some bandages out from one of his
There
pockets.
is a comically sized chunk on the ground of Gregory.
Oh, jeez.
I didn't think I get hit that.
No, fair.
Yeah. Yeah, he just starts trying to bandage it up, just keep it from,
Do you have any molecular tape?
flapping open 2 extra mouths on the side of his chest.
Here, can I help?
Yeah, just hold this, keep compression on this side while I work on my
No,
left.
I know how wounds work.
Do you have medicine as a skill?
I do.
Oh, I could possibly assist because I'm not as dumb as I thought initially.
Yeah, I'm actually really good at medicine. No, in character,
good.
I'm actually really good at medicine.
Oh, wow.
All right, then start taking some of this stuff, because I've only no basic first aid.
All right.
And I also kind of like the in-character realization of Hobojo, I'm not as dumb as I thought I was. Maybe I should not ask him.
He's learning lots about himself today.
I love when a
Is there anything I
character
can do
learns.
to sort of help bandage him up?
Absolutely. Could you roll? What
Would
would you
this be
say?
just getting my wounds back, or was he
Medicine?
trying to heal the critical
Yeah, it
injury?
would be. It would
Could I
be,
roll medicine? Could I roll medicine
You
to do
can
the
roll
medicine?
medicine. Was what I was about to say.
Beautiful. What's the difficulty?
Okay. The difficulty, I would say, for that wound. What's that critical wound at?
It's a 51, so that's 2 perbs.
2 perks. Okay, so
Okay.
that would be 2.
All right, so that's 3 successes and 1 threat.
Okay.
Can I roll to help since he's also trying to work on himself? Or
Honestly, what you would do would if both of you assist, you'd both get to give her additional blue dice. So, Tori, would you like to roll 2 more blues?
well, is Hobojo assisting, or is he just sort of fascinated, realizing
Alright,
that
so
he's
that's-
smarter than he thought he was?
Okay.
Another success.
All right. So 4 successes.
4 successes and no threat.
Yeah. How would you like to describe this? Talk to me
It's-
about your doctrine.
So it was sort of like a sort of a V or a Y shaped gash in his back and whatnot. Mm-hmm. All right, and
Yes.
you had the bandages on you.
He had some just spare bandages because he's out in the field a lot, so he tries to keep at least some stuff on him. Not the highest quality stuff, but just enough to, get the job done.
I mean, shit, it seems like pretty simple stuff to me. I guess I just like do the thing of, applying pressure and like, that stuff. I mean, let's be real. Ollie is proficient in medicine. Tori is not.
Okay, fair. Would you like me to help lend you some of my medical knowledge?
Please do.
Okay. I assume you have a couple just like medical supplies, just like, or at least stuff you could use to do this. All right, so you start, it's because you have some time to just sort of sit down and get your bearings. You wet some cloth and clean the wounds and start wrapping them in gauze and bandages. And it's let's see, that's 4. So you'll get 4 wounds back.
All right, and I originally took 9, so
Okay, so you're still down 5.
Mm-hmm.
But also you will still have the effects of the critical wound.
all right. So it did not get rid of the critical.
Yes, you're going to need like some more substantial healing for that.
You can attempt that, the book says. Character may also attempt to help someone recover from a critical injury by making a medicine check with a difficulty equal to the severity rating of the critical injury.
Yes, that would be for more of like a long-term care kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Aaron's just saying, like, given how recent it is and what facilities we have, it's not really.
Ventilation shaft
This
is not well
this is more of
stocked.
like a first aid type of
Like,
medical
and let's be
check.
real here. He just got it. Even if you stitch it up, it's going to be hurting for a little bit. So I'm kind of fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine with still suffering the critical wound. I mostly just wanted the not die points back.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. And let's see.
So I have 14 wounds right now then.
Okie doke. All right, and so now that you've had some time to think, and you've kind of trapped yourself a little bit in this tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys want to take some time to get your bearings, talk a little more, or are you just going to try and head out?
I mean, I think Gregory's sort of a fan of walk-in talk, given that they just got, back from a nightmare hellscape of Bubble Land.
Fair.
So he probably wants to put as much distance between him and the near-death experience as he possibly can.
Okay, so the 3 of you have just survived a close encounter in the tunnels below the levels you used to call home. And as you sort of get your bearings and gather your stuff up, you head out further down the tunnel to whatever may come.
All right, sounds good to me.
All right.
Yeah. Eugene wasn't here and it went flawlessly. So weird.